kid. You don't watch movies. You never got your money out of Netflix. See, that's the thing. You paid $15 a month or whatever it was for this service, and you probably used it 7 times. I used it religiously every week.
Yeah, I wound up keeping more Netflix movies and they were really expensive too.
Yeah, they were.
Like it's $50 for this copy of Biodome.
I paid $60 for a copy of Scarface one time because I got it. And I forgot to send it back, and it was in the blind, the sun blind, the thing in your car. Was that the sun visor? Thank you, Jesus. I stuck it in there to put it back in the mailbox, and I never did. And then the car broke down, and I sent the car to the crusher because it's worthless now. That's my thing with cars. I get an old car, I drive it into the ground, and then it goes to the crusher. Well, the Scarface DVD went with it to the crusher, and so I had to pay for the whatever it was, the promotional copy, or such a ripoff. Ugh. You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville. We might talk about sports at some point.
Maybe. There's not a lot of them to talk about.
Yeah. We got the rookie expansion draft coming up next here in the Sportsocracy, the Tennessee Top Hats, and the Beer City Battalion.
I believe real estate isn't about properties. It's about people. I'm Clarissa Hyatt-Zach with eXp Realty, serving all of Western North Carolina. Navigating the home buying and selling journey can feel overwhelming at times, and that's why having an agent who cares about you and your needs is key. I'm a native of Western North Carolina, and I close over a home a week. I'm an expert in the market, pricing my sellers correctly to net you the most money, and working as a skilled negotiator for my buyers. Please give me a call today at 828-774-6343 to set up a complimentary market analysis.
If cleanliness is next to godliness, look around the car right now. Is that very godly? Look, life comes at you fast, but so does WBNC Auto Detailing. They have the tools to make your interior look like it's coming off the showroom floor. You don't believe me? Check them out on Instagram. All that filth and years of stains disappear. WBNC Auto Detailing does full interior and exterior details with paint correction, and they do wax and ceramic coatings. Call WBNC Auto Detailing at 455-3700. Premium care with a Southern hospitality touch.
Wendy's Strawberry Frosty is back for the summer. Because if it's summertime, it's Frosty time. Beach time, Frosty time. Tea time, Frosty time. Me time, Frosty time. Treat yourself to Wendy's Strawberry Frosty this summer and make time for Frosty time. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's. Now open till midnight or later.
Limited time only. Participating U.S. Wendy's. Hours may vary.
What's up? It's a Target trend alert. New swim has just arrived and it's sunny weather approved.
If you're into bikinis or one pieces, high waists or cutouts, they're the perfect combo of trendy, flattering, and affordable.
That's right. And there are so many cool styles with gorgeous details. These suits have macrame, crochet, wood beads, pretty shells, and more. Totally a luxe for less vibe.
Yeah, so dive in and shop this Target trend without the spend.
Did you know that owls can yawn? It's true. I do it all the time, mostly because I'm tired of watching people overpay for eye care. It's why I sent folks to America's Best for a comprehensive eye exam plus 2 pairs of glasses starting at just $79.95. That's impressive. Buy glasses or book an exam today at americasbest.com. Another fun fact, most owls cannot whistle. Not sure how I pulled that off.
In certain states, eye exams provided by independent practices. See store for details.
O'Reilly. Win the battle against rust and corrosion with PB Blaster at O'Reilly Auto Parts. PB Blaster quickly busts loose rusted, corroded, or frozen parts. PB Blaster is great for everything from bolts to frozen locks. Right now, pick up an 11-ounce bottle of PB Blaster for just $6.99, plus get 2 times O Rewards points. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts or O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
63 Americans a day die by gun suicide. By storing our guns safely, locked, unloaded, and away from ammo, we can give our loved ones a second chance at life. Learn more at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by Brady and the Ad Council.
Coffee's for closers only.
Get them the money. Then when you get the money, you get the power.
That watch costs more than your car.
Then when you get the power, then you get the woman.
It's the official start of the dog days of summer where there's nothing to wager on. The Stanley Cup Finals are over. Thanks for that, Florida. I thought you might show a little life. Instead, gave up 9 goals on 31 shots. That actually means the Vegas Golden Knights shot a higher percentage than the Miami Heat. Awesome. That's not how hockey works. The NBA Finals are over. Still celebrating that Denver Nuggets win, so I guess we have to wager baseball, right? Wrong! U.S. Open Golf. This is Green on Green, brought to you by Ingles Markets. Low prices, love the savings. One of my favorite days of every year is Thursday at a major because the betting markets go absolutely crazy based on the first day of a major. Here's a fun little fact if you don't often wager golf. The guy that leads at the end of the first round practically never wins at majors. You know why? Because the course changes over the course of the weekend. So when the betting odds sway wildly, I'm here to pick it up. Max Homa has fallen to plus 3,500 to win this thing. He's one of the only guys in this field that has actually played this tournament, and I think that's going to come to his advantage as they start playing harder pin placements over the course of the weekend. If you want to live a little safer, grab him at plus 650 to finish in the top 5. I'm not backing off Victor Hovland either. Didn't start particularly well today, has fallen all the way to plus 2,800 to win this event. All he does is finish top 5 in majors, and I think he will be a factor in this when Ricky Fowler falls off a cliff, and trust me, he's gonna. For more, follow us on all the social medias at The Sportsocracy, and as always, Green on Green is brought to you by Ingles Markets. Love the savings with Ingles, love the winnings with me. Mullet out.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
A shower thunderstorm will be possible this evening, then partly cloudy with areas of fog overnight as the low drops down to 58. After early sunshine on Friday, showers and thunderstorms may move in later in the afternoon hours with the high to 82 and then clearing, windy and cooler behind the front. Friday night as the low settles in the mid-50s. Should be a beautiful weekend with sunshine on Saturday and a high headed up to 81 degrees. And sunny and warmer wrapping up the weekend on Sunday with a high close to 86. I'm Jeff Marr from the Weather Channel.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. Second half of the year looking busier than the first? Hire with Indeed. Their powerful platform makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates in one place. Sponsor a job and immediately get a short list of quality candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Wendy's Strawberry Frosty is back for the summer. Because if it's summertime, it's Frosty time. Beach time? Frosty time. Tea time? Frosty time. Me time? Frosty time. Treat yourself to Wendy's Strawberry Frosty this summer and make time for Frosty time. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's. Now open till midnight or later.
Limited time only. Participating U.S. Wendy's. Hours may vary.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival is coming back to Las Vegas, September 22nd and 23rd at T-Mobile Arena.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
Capital One cardholders can grab their tickets right now before anyone else. Only available while pre-sale tickets last or until tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern. Add a Capital One Access Pass to your pre-sale purchase to attend an exclusive private performance from Fall Out Boy. Only available during the cardholder pre-sale.
At
Pre-sale
Blue Ridge
tickets are
Health,
limited.
everyone deserves access to top-notch, compassionate health care, no matter their insurance or income status. Keep your family healthy with updated immunizations for COVID-19, flu, chickenpox, and shingles. Health care for all people, including you. Learn more at brchs.com.
From the Ingles Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart Radio Station.
I'm Doug Brown. For the first time in 75 years, Los Angeles is hosting U.S. Open Golf. Right now in the first round, Ricky Fowler is the leader at 7 under. Xander Schauffele won back at 6 under. Scotty Scheffler 4 under. Bryson DeChambeau at 3 under par. But the aftershocks continue from last week's proposed golf merger. The Wall Street Journal reports today that the Department of Justice has opened a review of the deal. PGA Tour employees have been told that the outcome of this deal may take at least a year and a government review even longer than that. ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski reports Celtics forward Danilo Gallinari picks up his player option for next season. Gallinari missed all of this season, recovering from a torn ACL. Hornets center Mark Williams had surgery for a torn ligament in his right thumb. He's expected to make a full recovery. From the NHL, Devils winger Jesper Bratt signs an 8-year, $63 million extension with the team. He's only 24, but he's already played 6 seasons with New Jersey.
Coming up Friday, does LeBron James deserve a statue outside of Staples Center? That's what I call it. One Laker legend believes so, but do I agree with him? Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, ESPNU.
He's a degenerate gambler.
You are a smelly pirate hooker.
And he's cheaper than oxygen.
He's useless.
But somehow, they make it work. Jeremy Greene, Tank Spencer. There's no holding back in the Sportsocracy, presented by Ingles Supermarkets.
Welcome back into the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. The Sportsocracy. Why do I look like Andy Reid in the YouTube comments?
Well, here's the thing, Tank. Sometimes technology's it's a pain in the old tuchus, and today is being one of those days.
My face
I
has
don't know if it's
way too much color.
Oh, well, that's and mine has too much. If I could blend the two of us, I'd do it, but.
Right,
I look like I'm about to burst into flame. You look like you ate the blueberry at Willy Wonka's factory,
right?
And I look like I'm about to turn into a shining beam of light and shine across the fall sky.
You look like your liver has failed.
Well, it might have. Okay. You know what's funny? Mine's actually calibrated.
Have you ever had the displeasure of seeing someone die of cirrhosis? That's what
not.
Jeremy looks like right now, and he's just all yeller. He's like a Coldplay song. The kid chuckled on that one. That kind of makes me proud. You know what song I'm referencing?
Yellow by Coldplay. I love it.
Love it.
Well, there we go. I flipped us. Now I look like I'm going to burst into flames, and you're very, very lit up.
All right, you can see us.
You want to see what more effects I can throw? Keep running your mouth.
If you want to see all of the interesting tints that we can take on during the show,
you want it to get better? How about you learn how to come over here and do that?
Don't want to. Go to the YouTube show go to the show on YouTube, thesportsocracy.com. Click the live video link. Subscribe to the channel. Of course, we're heard locally on 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400, and of course, everywhere you go on the iHeartRadio app. Right here on ESPN Asheville, 3 to 6 every weekday afternoon.
And sometimes you have a whole mess of fun, like today, where nothing works. Stephen Townsend, he blames Verizon.
Fair.
I mean, we don't have anything to do with Verizon, so
Bingo.
there is a company I can blame. I'll give you a hint. It starts with a C and it ends with harder.
I do like this new shade, though. I don't look like Andy Reid on a big drunk.
No, now you just look like you. You look like Tank went to the beach and forgot to put on sunscreen.
Which is probably what I'm going to look like when we come back from the 4th of July break. I will be taking the last weekend of this month off. Take a little beach trip with the family. Then we'll be back on Wednesday, just Jake and I, of the July 4th holiday week.
Yep, because I will be on vacation.
That's right.
So HWA and I finally taking the old honeymoon. So a little vacation down to the beach.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Hell, we both might look like lobsters by second week of July.
Yeah, I know this is hard for people to believe because I am a big ginger mulleted man. I don't burn.
Really?
Nope. I did.
Until
I did it so many times that I think my skin finally just went, nope, you're just going to die early. I mean, melanoma's a serious possibility for me.
It is the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville and the Beer City Battalion.
That's his team.
Yeah, that's my team. And the Tennessee Top Hats.
Which is a slang term for a mullet. I didn't know that. That's my team.
These are our 33rd and 34th teams in the NFL. We've gone through the process of an expansion draft. This is the first time you're hearing us talk about this. We decided that we'd do this fun little game. Well, Jeremy's been wanting to do the game, and then he decided the way to make himself look better is to make me do the game as well. So we've gone through.
Well, it's not fun. In the words of a great lyricist, it ain't no fun if the homies can't have none. So here we are.
Right. We've gone through the expansion draft of guys that are on current rosters that teams would expose to an expansion draft. We drafted our teams.
You wound up with a J.C. Jackson, Dallas Goedert.
Yep.
Cordero Patterson, a few other guys, a few other names you would know. I went a little more
deep diving.
No, I was just more prudent with my money.
You were.
For the first time ever, I was the cheap one. But I do have Jamal Adams.
Right, because Jeremy, as everybody knows, has the philosophy. If you're going to suck hard.
And do it cheaply. It's just like playing golf. It's
weird.
Just do
Sounds
it quickly.
like your dating record before your wife. I had to get that in there before you did.
It's cold. I'm telling you, the tank has just decided he's chosen violence every single day.
Indeed.
And I'm here for it.
Indeed. So I get the first pick of the draft since Jeremy had the first pick of the expansion draft. So in the rookie draft, number 1 overall, there's no suspense here because I am a Bryce Young fan, and I want to start my franchise with Bryce Young. So he will be the number 1 overall pick in the 2023 fictional Sportsocracy expansion draft.
And that was, much like in the actual draft, there was not a lot of suspense there. Now, the way this works is we pick our players in the slot. So I'm sitting here at 2. Means Carolina's sitting one spot behind me. They traded up not knowing they were going to get a quarterback because, well, they didn't barely know they were going to be expansion teams. But the Houston Texans are sitting at 4. And, I feel like if Houston would have given up that boatload that they gave up to Arizona, that they would give it up to me as well. So I'm going to trade the second pick because I ain't interested in any of these quarterbacks. I am planning on being bad and making a run at Caleb Williams or Drake May next year. So I'm going to get those extra picks. I'm going to trade back down to 12, and I'm going to stay there. I'm going to stay there, and I'm perfectly fine with it. I don't want to trade back up. I don't need back into the top 10. It's not a particularly good draft, so I'm fine.
Okay.
Now, the question is, who would I have taken if I stayed at 12? If you listen to us in the pre-draft process, you know that I was not in love with this class. I was not in love with many of the guys that fell in this particular area. But there is a guy that I was really high on, and I couldn't believe he fell this far.
Mm-hmm.
So at number 12, I'm going to take Christian Gonzalez, the cornerback out of Oregon.
Okay.
Didn't really address my secondary because there weren't any out there. I need a shutdown guy, and I think Christian Gonzalez can be a shutdown guy.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
I think it's a solid pick.
I start with defense. Defense wins championships. I think Rex Ryan's particularly going to like Christian Gonzalez.
I would agree with you.
Now, the last time we did 2 expansion teams in the NFL, they gave compensatory selections to these teams at the end of every round except for 1. So we're going to do almost the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
We get those at the end of the 1st, 3rd, 5th, and 7th rounds.
Okay.
So we get 4 extra picks, which means you're back up at the end of the 1st round.
Okay.
And the only way to do this without getting too deep divey is whatever the pick number is, yours in this scenario would be 32. You can take any player that was selected from 32 down.
Absolutely. And I like that because
I know who you're going to take, and I did this on purpose.
I could not believe that this kid did not go in the 1st round. And I am going to do the jerk thing here and steal him away from the team that chose him with the 32nd pick in the 2023 NFL Draft. It is Joey Porter Jr., the cornerback out of Penn State. If you listen to us during the draft process, you know I'm crazy drunk on Joey Porter. Some people saw it go, oh, he's just going to have to play safety at the next level. Well, you know what? Maybe he will. Maybe he won't. Maybe he will get to play corner for me. And maybe with Gerard Mayo's tutelage, he can be amazing at it because I think he's going to be great at whatever they put him at. Corner, safety, he can play them both. So Joey Porter Jr. is my pick at number 32.
Now, I could be a jerk and take Will Levis here, who fell to number 33, give me a quarterback. But I've already got Matt Corral. You know, that's a
never heard anybody say that before.
No, let me finish.
I was gonna take a quarterback, but I got Matt Corral. I'm good.
I am in love with Will Levis. I have been, but I'm much more in love with Caleb Williams and Drake May. And as I'm looking at my roster, even you can't Tampa Bay Buccaneer enough to keep me from being in contention for that next year. So I'm going to take a guy that shouldn't have fallen this far.
Okay.
It's Michael Mayer, the tight end out of Notre Dame.
Fair.
That's going to be my primary pass catcher, inline tight end. He will be a nice little safety blanket for Matt Corral for a year. And then when Matt Corral gets just eviscerated, he will be really good as he is a second-year tight end for whomever I draft next year.
Mm-hmm. He was on my short list for my next pick. Even though I got Dallas Goedert in the expansion draft, still wouldn't be bad to run a little 2 personnel with the young quarterback. I don't mind that as much, but yeah, good pick by you.
I'm feeling pretty strong. There's one guy that I really don't want you to take here, so hopefully you don't.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to be too inventive here with this pick. I'm going to do the exact same thing the Carolina Panthers did because I think they nailed it. They took the best wide receiver on the board because the run on wide receivers had passed them, but we have to get a guy to catch balls from our rookie quarterback. So I'm going to take Jonathan Mingo. I think that's got all the makings of a really good tandem in this league.
I do too.
And I think right off the jump.
I could easily see a path that Jonathan Mingo ends up being the number 1 receiver for the Carolina Panthers a year from now.
Mm-hmm.
He may be the best receiver this year just because I think he does have that kind of upside.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and he's going to be my one because my other wide receivers after the expansion draft are Calvin Austin and Nelson Aguilar.
Yes, which means for me, he's going to see a lot of very bad coverage, which is why I did not choose to do that. I thought about it. He was on my short list.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't take who I was afraid you were going to take, and I thought you were going to do it just to be a jerk.
No, I would never take your center away from you.
Yeah, that's exactly who I'm taking. It's John Michael Schmitz, the center out of Minnesota, that wound up with the New York Giants.
One of the best moments of our 24/7 draft coverage was seeing the look on Jeremy's face when John Michael Schmitz, the guy he had been talking about through the entire draft process, was still on the board. And the New York Jets take Joe Tippmann. And Jeremy just went, huh? Full mouth agape, like, I can't believe.
And I'm fine. I mean, Tippmann's fine. I didn't have him as high as John Michael Schmitz. But, it's.
But you sold yourself.
I'm over it. I'm over it. He has a mullet, and that's fine. Okay? Mullet center. Doesn't have the same ring as Mullet Mayer.
Right.
But I can be fine with mullet center. But I'm not doing it with the Tennessee Top Hats. We're not taking a mulleted center. We are taking John Michael Schmitz.
Was there anyone else you considered taking at this position?
With this pick?
Yeah.
There were a couple. I considered Cody Monk.
Mm-hmm. I considered the other guard, Osiris Torrance. There was so much first-round hype on him that I went through the expansion draft, and I've got a hole at left guard, and I went, I really want to do that. But I thought pass catcher has to be.
Oh, I wound up with the 2 best in the fantasy draft, or in the expansion draft. I had Darius Slayton and who was the other one? De'Ami Brown.
Mm-hmm.
And I have Donald Parham. Oof.
And Michael
awful.
Mayer.
Now I have Michael
yeah.
Mayer. Yeah, we can catch a ball every once in a while.
But again, the goal is, for you, is to go number 1 overall next year.
No doubt. Yeah, I want to be bad. But guys that might take a year, be fine.
We'll see, the Beer City Battalion, we got to get butts in the seats. And so we're trying to get names that you know. Because that's what I do. All right, so now we go to the beginning of the 3rd round?
Correct.
All right, so no extra pick at the end of the 2nd round. So I got the first pick in the 3rd round.
Which would technically be 64. For this. That's not what it would actually be, but math is hard.
Yes. Now I'm at the point where I'm not sure what do I want to go with another pass catcher, or do I need to focus on other areas of my team? Like I said, I've got a hole at the guard spot. I could use another tight end. Ooh. You know what? I'm taking a running back because I've got Cordero Patterson. And I'm going to go with the A-Chain.
Devin A-Chain.
Devin A-Chain out of Texas A&M. That kid is super fast, and he has got some agility.
Yeah, he can actually run between the tackles, too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he's going to be able to run between your tackles because your tackles should probably be playing in the XFL. But that's okay. You made my decision just infinitely easier because there were two players that I really wanted. I was afraid you were going to take one of them. I'm going to select Deion Henley, the linebacker out of Washington State.
Very good.
Wound up with the Go Chargers, go.
Okay.
Put him next to Jabril Cox. Yeah, my linebackers are real fast.
That is one.
That's not how I'm going to get beat.
I was going to say
I'm going to get beat because I can't score to save my life, but give me a year and I will rectify that.
That's one area where my team is just I don't have one.
You don't have a linebacker?
We don't have linebackers.
That's you ought not do that.
I'd like that. Thank you for telling me that I should not have one entire position group on a defense that doesn't have any players in it. Shaq Barrett. It's the only guy I've got on the second level of my defense.
And he's an edge guy. Ooh.
Well, I mean, sometimes you err. And I have so far erred. All right, so number one pick in the third round.
That's the last pick in the third round.
Oh, yeah, last pick in the third round. Excuse me, number 33 overall. Good night. You know what we're going to do? We're going to take a break.
Yeah, you're going to do that Jeremy
thing.
We're going to do that
Jeremy thing where I'm going to take a break, and then we'll come back, and we'll make our next picks after this. Here in the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic stop and go 240 westbound between Charlotte Street and Montford Avenue. Future 26 eastbound slow between Riverside Drive and 240 due to an accident. 26 eastbound slow between the French Broad River and the Blue Ridge Parkway. 26 westbound slow west of Hendersonville Road to the Blue Ridge Parkway. 40 westbound is slow in pockets between the Smoky Park Highway and Newfound Road. Near Fletcher, Hendersonville Road northbound approaching Fanning Bridge Road is slow. Sweeten Creek Road northbound, light delays approaching Mills Gap Road. Near Avery Creek, Boulevard Road north and southbound approaching Long Shoals Road is slow. I'm Lehman Fuel with your Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Staples Print and Marketing Services help small business print big. Now get $15 off signs, banners, and posters when you spend $75 or more. Offer ends July 1st. Visit staples.com/printbig for details. This is your sign to try Staples, where your prints are perfect guaranteed.
I'm Israel Gutierrez. I'm hosting a new podcast called 4 Years of Heat. It takes you to Miami from 2010 to 2014. When LeBron James, Chris Bosh, and Dwayne Wade set the NBA ablaze.
Have an opportunity to team up with the best trio to ever play the game of basketball.
We'll take you inside those 4 monumental years with behind-the-scenes access and insight about one of the greatest teams ever assembled. 4 Years of Heat on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Second half of the year looking busier than the first? Hire with Indeed. Their powerful platform makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates in one place. Sponsor a job and immediately get a short list of quality candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Wendy's Strawberry Frosty is back for the summer. Because if it's summertime, it's Frosty time. Beach time? Frosty time. Tea time? Frosty time. Me time? Frosty time. Treat yourself to Wendy's Strawberry Frosty this summer and make time for Frosty time. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's. Now open till midnight or later.
Limited time only. Participating U.S. Wendy's. Hours may vary.
Hey, Jake, can you finish that induction range installation tomorrow?
Orders have really amped up at Nate's Electric.
We need to finish installing it first in Maine. Did we hear back from the grocery chain?
It's no shock he needs electricians, like yesterday.
Smart fridge. Everybody wants one of those these days.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Our communities are filled with wonderful people who make living here great. At Home Trust Bank, we're proud of that. And that's why we focus on helping homeowners prepare for what's next. Our local mortgage bankers have the experience you need and exceptional personal service you'll appreciate. Home Trust Bank is ready to help make a house your home. When it's time to buy, visit your local Home Trust branch or go to htb.com/mortgage.
So much of life these days is rushing around from one place to another. Sometimes you just want to enjoy the journey on the way to the destination. And part of what makes it a little more enjoyable is an appreciation for the folks who help you get there. At Ingles, we know that the people who send you on your way are the same ones who keep you coming back.
I think you should take it for a spin. Are you serious?
Ingles, all the ingredients for family.
The Sportsocracy.
Why are you smiling? Because I love football.
That's right. We love football so much we made up our own teams.
Correct.
This is expansion draft time. 33rd and 34th teams in the NFL for the purposes of this expansion draft. I guess the 33rd team would technically be mine since I had the first pick in the draft.
Yes, and then year over year we will keep up with this, and we'll show that Jeremy should have a job in the NFL, and Tank is a good sport.
Hey, I try hard.
He
right?
does try hard.
Right.
I'll give him that.
So the Beer City Battalion, that's the name of my team. In the rookie draft so far, I've taken Bryce Young at 1. Then I did the thing that the Panthers did and took Jonathan Mingo because he was the best wide receiver on the board when they took him in the second round. That was the pick at number 32 overall in the first round because the last time the NFL had an expansion draft, they went compensatory picks at the end of each round.
Yes.
For the purposes of this, we're only doing them in the odd-numbered rounds.
Correct.
So I had Jonathan Mingo at number 33. Then at the first pick of the second round, I took Joey Porter Jr. because I could not believe he made it out of the first round. And then the first pick in the third round was Devin Achane.
And I have gone Christian Gonzalez, Michael Mayer, John Michael Schmitz, and Deion Henley. And I feel really, really, really good right now.
Good for you. All right, so we've thought about it here. We've taken our little break. And with the 33rd pick in the second round, the third round, excuse me.
You are bad with numbers.
I am bad with numbers. 33rd pick in the third round of the draft, the Beer City Brewers will select a guy that I couldn't believe that he fell this far. What?
He's making his team name up now. The Beer City Brewers.
Oh, the Beer City Battalion, excuse me.
We can make you the Brewers.
The Beer City Brewers was the team that I used. That was a name I used once for like an NBA fantasy team, and I don't know. Anyhow,
Tank actively came to work drunk today. I'm 99% sure.
What are you, a cop? Couldn't believe this guy fell to the fourth round. He's not going to make it with me picking at 33. It's DeWand Jones, the tackle out of Ohio State.
That was one of the two players that I wanted, which makes me want to say bad words, but it's not the one that I wanted the most. I already have Rob Havenstein and DJ Humphrey, so I'm okay at the tackles. Feel like with Garrett Bradbury and John Michael Schmitz, I'm doing okay on the interior. But there is one position that I have really neglected, and I'm going to take this guy right here, and I thought he was pretty good. It's Adetomiwa Adebawore.
There you go.
Defensive tackle from Northwestern.
Love that pick.
Yep, he's going to be my 3-4 defensive end, and I'm looking at my team now going, good. I feel wonderful about where we're sitting right now.
Good. All right, on to the fourth round?
Yes, you're at the first pick of the fourth round, which would be number 103.
if you're keeping track at home.
I was really saying that more for you. With the 33rd pick, which Tank has now made 4 times. Can I have 4 second-round picks, please? No. It's not how this works.
I've never understood that. I've never understood why people keep up with the overall number.
For that reason, because that's the pick number. Go ahead and take Stetson Bennett. I know you're going to.
It's the first pick in the 4th round. No, I'm not taking Stetson Bennett.
Come on. You know you want to.
But why would I do that?
I don't know. Why did the Rams do it?
Well, that's a great question, and that's one that I don't really have the answer to. Still need a guard.
You do.
Still need a guard. And you know what? I think the Carolina Panthers just killed this draft. And so I'm taking their pick here.
Chandler Zavala.
Chandler Zavala out of NC State. I mean, it hurts my heart to have to take a Wolfpacker. But I can't not do it.
I get it. For me, you can never have enough corners. I've already got one young guy. I'm going to take another. This kid went to the Atlanta Falcons. His name is Clark Phillips III. He's a little feller. He's going to play in the slot.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. I need a slot corner. So far I have not taken one player that I wasn't dumbfounded at how low they fell.
That's kind of the name of the game. 5th round, number 1 pick in the 5th round, which is...
He got that one with no help, folks.
Yeah, thank you very much. Appreciate you. You remember that linebacker thing I was talking about?
Yes.
Well, this is the time. This is the time for an inside linebacker, and I know you don't really like this guy.
No, I know exactly what you're getting ready to say.
But I do. I liked him when he was at Tennessee. Shocker of shockers. I liked him when he was with Alabama. And I'm going Henry To'o.
That is not the one I thought you were going to say. I felt very sure you were going to go Noah Sewell there.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
The To'o. That didn't change anything. I was hoping you were going to make this easier. I want to do it, but I already have one of those, and I don't need another one. You know what? I said I like this guy better than the guy that went the first round. So it's KJ Henry, the edge out of Clemson. And I'm feeling just tremendous about the youth and experience of my.
Who was that?
KJ Henry. Went to the Washington Commanders. Now you get to pick at the end of the 5th round.
At the end of the 5th round.
Got to walk Tank through this.
Well, end of the 5th round. This is what everybody screams. A.T. Perry! A.T. Perry! During our entire draft coverage, every Saints fan was calling for A.T. Perry to be drafted from the 3rd round on. Well, he finally did not go until the 6th round, so I'm going to end those screams right now because this wide receiver group needs all the help that it can get.
Well, had you not done that, I was fully prepared to do it myself.
So now I feel like with Jonathan Mingo and A.T. Perry and, what could be from Calvin Austin, I'm building a pretty good wide receiver core here. And then I got Nelson Aguilar in there so I can just make sure to have somebody take the heat off the rookies when he drops the ball.
It's understandable. For me, I'm just going to continue with the how in the world did you end up here? Jalen Duncan, offensive tackle out of Maryland. I don't need a tackle, but I'll need one 2 or 3 years from now when Rob Havenstein goes on about his life's work, and Jalen Duncan will be there to replace him.
Okay. We've done pretty well here. We've got this is now the first pick in the 6th round?
Correct.
Filling out the rosters.
And I feel like at this point we can do this reasonably quickly.
Well, here's the thing, is I'm still in a position where I need a linebacker, and I don't know that there are any left.
It's going to be a struggle.
It's
going to be a struggle for you.
That are really worth anything. So I may just have to focus on that in free agency, although I don't think I have very much money left to spend.
No, you don't.
Because I spent so much in the actual expansion draft.
It's going to be difficult for you for sure.
Yeah. But I'm going with Luke Whippler.
There you go. That's the first time you've taken a guy that I was planning on saying his name.
Ohio State.
I was so proud. Not difficult for me here. Andre Iosivas that wound up with the Cincinnati Bengals. And no, I'm not calling him Iashivas. There's no H in it. So,
okay.
Andre Iosivas. You want me to say it that way? If you want me to say it that way, you spell it that way.
Fair enough. All right, seventh and final round here. We're going, See, this is the part where in the draft I go, okay, Jeremy, take it away, because there's nothing else worth to talk about.
And I'm going to spend a ton of money with undrafted free agents, too, which we will not highlight on this show. They will be on the depth chart that we'll put out on the social medias.
Absolutely.
If my computer wasn't actively just going full millennial and deciding it didn't want to work unless I paid it more money, I'd have it on the screen right now. But at this point, I'm just being very gentle with it and hoping it doesn't burst into flames.
More, let's see here. From the 7th round, number 1 overall pick, Moro Ojomo.
Yeah, I don't hate that.
Defensive end, tackle out of Texas. Because he's going to be on that 3-4 line for me.
Andrew Voorhees, guard out of USC. This is why I want to be a GM one day. Because I'm looking at my board going, I haven't taken one player that wasn't in my top 100.
All right, and then the final pick for the Beer City Battalion in this draft. Ugh. Good Lord. I mean, this might as well be an undrafted free agent.
Yep.
Picking at number. What's the actual number here?
You would be 249.
249. Hey, you know what? I'm going to take Andre Carter out of Army.
The pass rusher?
Yes.
That went to the combine and ran about the same speed that I would run?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. I get it. I don't love it, but
he's going to give me some pressure off the edge.
Maybe.
On the other side from Shaq Barrett, he won't be bad.
Maybe. Mine would be the best undrafted free agent I had, which would be Brandon Joseph, the safety from the Detroit Lions that played at Northwestern.
Fair enough. All right, there you have it. There's our full rookie classes for the expansion teams, the Beer City Battalion and the Tennessee Top Hats. We'll have the full graphics coming out for you on the social media, so you can track this along with us if you would like to.
And then we'll do some free agent signings. Our rules there is we have to pay 125% of whatever they got on the market. Because we're an expansion team and we're bad and nobody wants to take our money.
Right.
So we had to give ourselves a little bit of a handicap.
You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
A shower or thunderstorm will be possible this evening, then partly cloudy with areas of fog overnight as the low drops down to 58. After early sunshine on Friday, showers and thunderstorms may move in later in the afternoon hours with the high to 82, and then clearing, windy and cooler behind the front. Friday night as the low settles in the mid-50s. Should be a beautiful weekend with sunshine on Saturday and a high headed up to 81 degrees, and sunny and warmer wrapping up the weekend on Sunday with a high close to 86. I'm Jeff Marr from the Weather Channel.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Driving slow 240 westbound between Chun's Cove Road and Montford Avenue. Future 26 eastbound, stop and go between Broadway Street and 240 due to an accident. 26 eastbound, slow approaching Bavard Road. Again, 26 eastbound, light delays between the French Broad River and the Blue Ridge Parkway. 26 eastbound, again, slow between Long Shoals Road and Airport Road. 26 westbound, stop and go between Fanning Bridge Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. 40 westbound, slow between the 26-240 split and George's Branch Road. Again, 40 westbound near Newfound Road is slow. North Asheville, Merriman Avenue, north and southbound approaching Edgewood Road is slow. Near Avery Creek, Bavard Road northbound approaching Long Shoals Road is slow. Fletcher, Hendersonville Road northbound approaching Fanning Bridge Road is stop and go. Sweeten Creek Road north and southbound approaching Mills Gap Road is slow. I'm Lyndon Field with your Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Tyson Furniture.
At Tyson Furniture, we have a huge selection of furniture, honest values, and great service. We are a big store, and Black Mountain has wonderful restaurants and interesting shops to explore. Visit us at Tyson Furniture in Black Mountain, where beautiful homes begin.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Ricardo, quote, "This is one of the greatest inventions ever. I know this may sound like I'm exaggerating, but this sucker is amazing. The first time I did it, I couldn't believe what came out of my sinuses. I could breathe with ease. My wife just bought one too. Thank you for this product," unquote. He's one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
At Ingles, whether we're celebrating Friday night rivals, televising college basketball games, bringing the Fan Fest to semi-pro soccer, or taking you out to the ball game at your minor league park, it's all in the bag. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
Since man created roads, they've been looking for ways to get off-road and vehicles to take them there. That's where Outlaw Off-Road comes in. A premier off-road center for Jeeps, trucks, and SUVs with a complete lineup of off-road and overland services, including maintenance and repair to make your vehicle all that it can be. Check out their location right here in Western North Carolina at 85 Avery Creek Road. Call them today at 828-974-8480 or visit them on the web at theoutlawoffroad.com.
I believe real estate isn't about properties. It's about people. I'm Clarissa Hyatt-Zach with eXp Realty, serving all of Western North Carolina. Navigating the home buying and selling journey can feel overwhelming at times, and that's why having an agent who cares about you and your needs is key. I'm a native of Western North Carolina, and I close over a home a week. I'm an expert in the market, pricing my sellers correctly to net you the most money, and working as a skilled negotiator for my buyers. Please give me a call today at 828-774-6343 to set up a complimentary market analysis.
On the weird scale, there's Vegas, there's Florida, and there's Asheville. Let's get weird, Asheville.
You are in the Sportsocracy, and it's time to get weird. And one thing that we do love on this program is stupid criminals. I know mostly we tell those in the Don't Do Crimes segment, but I'll have another crime story for you coming up next hour. This one comes to us from Philadelphia, where Philadelphia police are searching for a man who allegedly broke into a Fishtown neighborhood home and then stole more than $5,000 worth of property. So on East Cabot Street, there was a woman who went out walking her dogs on June the 7th. So this was last week. She goes out walking the dogs. She comes back home, and she finds things are missing inside of her house. Well, she goes to she's got like Ring doorbell surveillance video. She goes to it. She sees a man enter and leave with a couple designer purses, which actually included all of her cash and credit cards. And it happened just within seconds. Like, she leaves, gets around the corner, this guy jumps into the house, grabs a couple of purses, and then bolts. So that gives you the clue right there that this guy's been casing the joint, right? Like, I've been watching, I've been waiting for you. I know your routine. I know you're getting ready to leave, and I'm going to that makes you scared to begin with. So she did the only thing that, we know how to do this day and age. Now, she did call the cops and report it, but also she took the video and she posted it on Facebook. It got all kinds of comments, including several from the man who committed the crime. So apparently this guy sees the Facebook post and he comments, "I'm sorry, times are tough. Please forgive me. Blah, 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 blah." In what world did you think that was going to go your way?
Well, because people with computers do stupid things. We can see you. You know that, right?
The man's name has not been released. Police are on the lookout for this man. They do apparently have his identity, though, from the Facebook posts, and they will be following up on this story. Here's the thing. As he was apologizing and asking for forgiveness, he also said that he meant to go to a different house, but he went to the wrong one. And when he got inside, he panicked.
Did he mean to rob that house?
Which house?
The house he meant to go to.
Yes.
Still crime.
Yes, he was meaning to rob someone else's house. He went into the wrong house and then panicked and then just grabbed whatever he saw. So I guess if you're the woman, it makes you feel a little bit better that this guy hadn't been stalking your every move for the last week or so. But still, it doesn't make me feel safe that he's been casing houses in the neighborhood. Oh, I just went to the wrong door. Please forgive me on Facebook and don't tell the cops.
Stupid criminals. They don't get smarter.
It's
folks.
like, we can see you, right?
Has your name on it. Social media. That's how it works. My story is about a 45-year-old man named David Berton. He's a resident of Liege, Belgium. And last week, Mr. Berton unfortunately passed away. They had his funeral. He was a 45-year-old TikToker. He had a very large TikTok following. So his funeral happens a few days later. Family, his children, they all gather around to say goodbye to Mr. Berton. But right as they're getting to the graveside, a helicopter descends on the funeral arrangements. And it has a very strange guest of this funeral. And that would be David Berton, the 45-year-old man that was supposed to be in the box. He faked his own death to see who came to his funeral.
Okay.
Part of me wants to go, another part of me wants to go, you are a jerk.
100%.
Like, tell the kids. I mean, at least tell your kids. He did not. He told no one. They all cried. Many people got very angry. His point, which he is now relaying through his TikTok channel, is what I see in my family often hurts me. I never get invited to anything. Nobody sees me. We all grow apart. I felt unappreciated. That's why I wanted to give them a life lesson and show them that you shouldn't wait until someone is dead to meet up with them. Now, you might have taken that a bit far. You obviously have some financial means because you chartered your own helicopter. But maybe you should ask yourself this question. Is it possible that you don't see people and they don't invite you to things because you're the kind of arse that will fake your own death
100%.
And then descend on it in a helicopter?
I wouldn't even expect that of Jeremy Greene, who I find to be one of the most reprehensible people on the planet.
Oh, I'd totally do that. I'd totally do that the day after the insurance policy cashed. I'd tell Amy. I would tell no one else. And then I would descend from a helicopter dressed like Batman.
Hashtag don't do crimes.
And I'd just go, away! And then I would go hang out with my new friends.
Yeah, in jail.
Nope.
In prison for insurance fraud. Yeah, that's how that goes.
My
Those
wife's
are
an
crimes.
insurance girl. She'll figure it out.
And don't do
She's
crimes.
She's the greatest business insurance person in the history of time. She'll figure it out.
Yeah, I don't think even your wife could save that one. He cashed in on his life insurance, and then he showed up. I just keep that $1 million.
But what about my wife and Batman? I think Batman could figure it out.
Now, I look at this story much like the twisted view that I took on the Tuesday story that I told about Grandma not really being dead and knocking on the casket. You know there were people in that crowd that went, damn it, we got to do this again next week? And now this guy does this at his funeral? I'm Seacrest out. First off, I'm not inviting you to anything ever again. And secondly, I hope you die, and I'm not going to your funeral just because. I don't care if the helicopter crashed on your way out of here. I'm not going to your funeral. I just turn my back and walk away. I'm gonna play with my emotions. Screw you.
See, I more feel that I will have one of those funerals that is sparsely attended. I have a few plans for the way I want to do things at said funeral. My wife has agreed to all of these things.
Nice.
I have told her multiple times when they close the box, I want Pop Goes the Weasel. Because everybody in the building would go, what is going to happen here?
I was just waiting for Jeremy to sit up out of the casket.
Everybody's just like, is it? No, he would do that. And then just, I'm here.
Yes or no, will there be a sing-along at your funeral as part of the plans?
As part of my plans?
Yeah, for the service that we're all going to have to begrudgingly attend.
In suits, nonetheless. I mean, yeah, there will be a sing-along. I just can't say what the songs will be on this here program.
Well, I didn't expect you to. I'd figured there would be a sing-along at some point.
I also feel like when they open the casket and I'm sitting there, we should play the Undertaker's theme song. Another time that people will go, he's not really about to sit up there. Is he? Like, 'cause if he does, I'm running that way. He's big enough jerk to do this. There's no doubt. No doubt he would do it.
Look, and that's all well and good, but something tells me that we're going to know that you're not capable of doing that. Because I don't see Jeremy dying in a fashion that makes him look alive at any point.
Oh, no. No, I will be one of those that when we have my funeral, Tuesday?
The makeup
artist. Are you
artist,
sure it was like a month ago Tuesday?
The makeup artist in the funeral home is going to charge double to try to make you look good for a open casket.
Nope. I don't care if it's open or not. If you cremate me, I will haunt you all. And I've said that on air enough times. I don't care if you give me a Viking funeral. I don't care if you put me on a dinghy and sail me out in the middle of Lake Julian and hit it with a flaming arrow. I don't care.
Yeah.
Actually, don't do that. That's fire too. Anything with fire bad. Jeremy, no likey.
See, now you've got that Pop Goes the Weasel thing in my head, and I'm trying to figure out, is there a method?
I got Amy to agree to that before we got married. I was like, when I die, as they wheel me out, that is what I want. Boop, 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 boop. And I guarantee you, Tank will be like, there's no way.
Oh no, I want to figure out a way to actually make you pop out of the casket just to surprise everybody.
Well, at that point, I'm going, do whatever you want. I don't care. Weekend at Bernie's.
All right, we hear, you heard it here, folks. We have his permission to desecrate his body when he's dead.
It's fine. I don't care. When I'm gone, I want to dance.
Because honestly,
it's this weekend at Bernie's. I want to dance.
Because honestly, if you know anything about anatomy and rigor mortis in dead bodies, there comes a point where you can't move them. So I'm gonna have to saw you in half and put you on a springboard.
I don't care.
He doesn't care. So we're
all
all
good.
Care. You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic is slow 240 westbound between Chuns Cove Road and Montford Avenue. Future 26 eastbound slow between Broadway Street and 240. 26 eastbound slow between I-40 and Brevard Road. Again, 26 eastbound slowing between the French Broad River and Airport Road. 26 westbound stop and go between Fanning Bridge Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. 26 east and westbound delays between Chimney Rock Road and the US 25 connector. 40 westbound slow between the 26-240 split and George's Branch Road. 40 westbound near Newfound Road is slow. Near Avery Creek, Brevard Road north and southbound near Long Shoals Road is slow. In Fletcher, Hendersonville Road northbound approaching Fanning Bridge Road is slow. Sweeten Creek Road north and southbound approaching Mills Gap Road is slow. In North Asheville, Merriman Avenue near Edgewood Road, traffic is stop and go north and southbound. I'm Lyndon Phil with your Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Tyson Furniture.
At Tyson Furniture, we have a huge selection of furniture, honest values, and great service. We are a big store, and Black Mountain has wonderful restaurants and interesting shops to explore. Visit us at Tyson Furniture in Black Mountain, where beautiful homes begin.
See what hit blockbusters are streaming free during Popcorn Summer Movies on Pluto TV. Watch the first 4 Indiana Jones movies, or Minari and Maid of Honor. Plus, Pluto TV has hundreds of channels with thousands more movies, available on live and on demand. Download Pluto TV on all your favorite devices for free. Pluto TV. Stream now, pay never.
Can I help? Who's next?
Tom's part-time barista is now a full-time actor.
Oh, you didn't hear. He got the part on Broadway. Yeah, great for him, bad for our finicky cold brew tap.
Now he needs a star understudy to fill his open role.
And he made the best grande triple shot with oat milk caramel.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
I'm Israel Gutierrez. I'm hosting a new podcast called 4 Years of Heat. It takes you to Miami from 2010 to 2014, when LeBron James, Chris Bosh, and Dwayne Wade set the NBA ablaze.
You know, have an opportunity to team up with the best trio to ever play the game of basketball.
We'll take you inside those 4 monumental years with behind-the-scenes access and insight about one of the greatest teams ever assembled. 4 Years of Heat on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
At Ingles, we know that Dad doesn't always get the most attention. So this Father's Day, join us in giving the dads their due, along with the neckties, golf balls, and funny cards. We love you, dads, every day of the year.
Rogue Combat Club, Asheville's home for comprehensive martial arts training, has a goal for our community, one that's stronger, more fit, and unwavers in its support of one another. Rogue Combat Club's instructors have competed at the highest levels and offer classes for everyone from young children to adults in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, and wrestling. Rogue Combat Club classes can help you boost your self-confidence and self-defense skills while weeding out the egos and intimidation found at other gyms. Join today at roguecombatclub.com.
Tired of getting dinged by monthly fees on your checking account? You need Simple Checking from Home Trust Bank. With Simple Checking, you get all the essential checking services for free, including 100% online access and a free Visa debit card. It's everything you need from a checking account, but no hoops, no surprises, no monthly fees. Stop by today or call 800-627-1632. Simple Checking at Home Trust. Ready for what's next. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome back into the Sportsocracy. I haven't heard that music in a while.
It's coming back. All right. I have relaunched the 5 on It campaign, but that's not why we're doing this today. Our lovely intern Jake has been telling me all day that he's got a banger, and he's tried to explain it to me 4 times, and I'm still not sure I understand it. So we're going to turn the podium over to intern Jake. Jake, you should feel special that I've never turned any of my gambling segments over to Tank, and you've managed to do it in 4 days. So that you ride into that whatever you want.
Well, it kind of helps when you're the only one in the room that knows about the sport that he's ready to give you the bangers on. So all of you in the chat who have longed for us to cover more of the footballs, the soccer. Jake, you're a soccer fan?
Yeah.
Who's your team?
So right now I am an Everton fan, and
What
is
that?
So Everton is in Liverpool, and let me tell you a little something about Everton. They are called the Toffees, and
Like the candy?
like the candy.
Awful.
So that is one of the most least intimidating names I've ever heard.
That's the worst candy that there is.
Well, if your nightmare is to be carried around in your grandfather's pocket, then yeah.
That's butterscotch.
It's terrifying.
Well, first off, I feel honored, Jeremy. But for everybody listening at home or on YouTube, the CONCACAF Nations League semifinals is tonight in Las Vegas.
You care to explain what that means? Because you've said it to me 4 times a day, and I'm like, I know those are English words, but I don't understand them in that order.
Yeah, so it is a tournament that happens every year, and it's all the teams in North America, all the international teams play in it. And so the semifinals kick off tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. First game is Panama versus Canada, and second game at 10 p.m. is the only United States versus Mexico, one of the biggest rivalries in international soccer. So you're looking at the matchup here, Panama versus Canada. I watched Panama play 1 time, and I almost threw up. It was one of the most boring games I've ever seen. And so when you look at a team like Canada, who made the World Cup last year in 2022 in Qatar, you look at the odds, -150. I love it. And so we're going to team that up with our only United States of America against Mexico. So for those who don't know, we've been missing a number 9 for the U.S. men's national team.
Is that like
number
the
9.
13th floor in a hotel where they think it's haunted or something?
No, that's the combo you can get at the concession stand.
America. So we got Balogun. We got Captain America himself, Christian Pulisic. We got Gio Reyna. We got pretty much everyone from our World Cup team playing in this matchup tonight. You got to love the United States. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to parlay Canada money line, United States money line. That gives you plus 275 odds. I love it. Absolutely love it.
So now me, being the gambler that I am, I've dipped my toe into soccer before, much like in the bunker I did with badminton, cricket, and Russian table tennis. I have a guy. What are you, a cop? Every time I have ever bet on the United States in soccer, they've let me down, which makes me wonder, would there be any merit to assuming that USA-Mexico is going to be a draw, which would push that parlay to plus 416? Or are you that confident in the USA?
I love it. I mean, when you have – and also Mexico's filled with injuries in this upcoming matchup. I mean, with Balogun, I'm telling you, Balogun could be the next best player the U.S. has ever seen.
But he's English. How does he get to play for America?
So, honestly, I couldn't even tell you the answer to that question. I mean, you can change your nationality. Well, first off, Balogun was born in Brooklyn.
Whoa. I didn't know that was a thing.
Change your nationality?
Yeah, you can change it and say, I'm American now.
Any international competition. Now, you have to have a reason to do it, I think.
Well, Balogun was born in Brooklyn, so that's why he could come over here.
So
he also wasn't getting enough playing time in England, so he comes over here, and I'm telling you guys, this could be special.
All right. You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville. Want to make some dollars tonight on soccer?
On DraftKings, his parlay, $25 pays out $93.75.
There you go. You're in the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville. The Daily Draft coming up after SportsCenter.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
A shower or thunderstorm will be possible this evening, then partly cloudy with areas of fog overnight as the low drops down to 58. After early sunshine on Friday, showers and thunderstorms may move in later in the afternoon hours with the high near 82, and then clearing, windy and cooler behind a front. Friday night as the low settles in the mid-50s. Should be a beautiful weekend with sunshine on Saturday and a high headed up to 81 degrees, and sunny and warmer wrapping up the weekend on Sunday with a high close to 86. I'm Jeff Marr from the Weather Channel.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic is slow 240 westbound between Chuns Cove Road and Montford Avenue. Future 26 eastbound slow between Broadway Street and 240. 26 eastbound slow between I-40 and Brevard Road. Again, 26 eastbound slowing between the French Broad River and Airport Road. 26 westbound stop and go between Fanning Bridge Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. 26 east and westbound delays between Chimney Rock Road and the US 25 connector. 40 westbound slow between the 26-240 split and George's Branch Road. 40 westbound.
This report is sponsored by STEM.
Humans can do a lot of amazing things. Fighting bugs? Ew, a bug, get it! Isn't one of them. STEM is powered by active ingredients found in plants to fight off bugs safely and effectively when used as directed. STEM, rooted in nature, optimized by science.
At Blue Ridge Health, everyone deserves access to top-notch, compassionate health care, no matter their insurance or income status. Keep your family healthy with updated immunizations for COVID-19, flu, chickenpox, and shingles. Health care for all people, including you. Learn more at brchs.com.
From the Ingles Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart radio station.
I'm Doug Brown. The first round at Los Angeles Country Club brings a U.S. Open record round of 62 twice. Ricky Fowler and Xander Schauffele both shoot 8 under 62. They are tied for the lead. Schauffele's round was bogey-free. Off the course, the Department of Justice will review the planned merger of golf's 3 tours. That first reported by the Wall Street Journal. The U.S. Senate Finance Committee will also open a wide-ranging investigation. Will Live Golf still be a thing in 2024? ESPN's Mark Schleybaugh.
This is just a guess. I don't think there will be Live Golf League in its current form. I think there could be some team competitions, and Bryson DeChambeau said that Yasir Al Rumyan told him that there's going to be some cool new ideas.
Mark Schleybaugh on Freddie and Fitzsimmons. Chiefs defensive lineman Chris Jones held out from the team's minicamp this week. The 2023 season is the last year on his 4-year, $80 million contract. He tied his career high in sacks last season with 15 and a half.
Coming up Friday, does LeBron James deserve a statue outside of Staples Center? That's what I call it. One Laker legend believes so, but do I agree with him? Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, ESPNU.
He's a degenerate gambler.
You are a smelly p***er.
He's cheaper than oxygen.
You're gonna do you could get one of them suites like they had on The Hangover. We could have separate rooms.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Yeah, occupado.
Nice. Yeah, no, you don't need a chaperone on your trip, which is exactly what you'd be getting if I went along with you. No, I'd definitely find a way to stay in like the cheapest hotel on the Strip.
Yeah, it means you'd be staying in Reno. Tank's taking a shuttle into the casinos every day because he saved $8 by staying at a La Quinta.
Yes, every little bit matters when you're just going to turn around and give it back to the house. It is the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville, and it's top of the third hour of the program here. And that means it's time for the daily draft. With intern Jake here, our drafts are now 3 men deep. And we're going with breakout rookies in the 2023 NFL season. Where do we start today? Who's got the first pick?
Well, that would be me. It's you and Jake, and we reverse. So my answer is pretty simple because I feel like there's one rookie that is just in a perfect situation to do special things this year, and that would be Bijan Robinson.
Absolutely.
I could see a path that – what do you think the ceiling on him is? I said this the other day when he came up, that he's one of the hardest projections for me because I see these raw numbers that are insanely high. And I can't say it's not going to happen. Like, could he lead the league? The league leader in rushing last year was Josh Jacobs, who had 1,653 yards. Is that too high?
It's too high.
I don't know that it is.
It is too high because Tyler Allgeier's there, and he's going to get towed. I'm not saying that Tyler, it's going to be like a split backfield or anything, but I wouldn't be surprised for the first part of the year for it to be a split backfield. And then later in the season, are we really taking the training wheels off of Bijan when we're out of contention, or if we're out of contention?
I don't think they're going to be out of contention.
They could be.
I think you could see 17 games. I mean, how many carries did the rest of the Raiders combined have last year?
73.
You're too low, but not by much. It was 88. The leading rusher not named Josh Jacobs last year for the Las Vegas Raiders was who?
Kenyon Drake?
No,
wasn't on the team. You're 2 years late.
Was it Brandon Bolden?
He was 5.
Oh my God!
Who was the Georgia running back that they took?
Zamir White. He was 4.
Okay. Wow.
The only other running back on the team was Amir Abdullah, who had 20 yards. Notice that I didn't say 2 or 3.
Mm-hmm.
2 was Derek Carr. 3 was Jared Stidham.
That's bad.
That's bad. Okay, all right. 1,600's too high. But I don't think it's that much too high.
Mm-hmm.
I could easily see him somewhere in that 1,400 to 1,500 yards rushing and then adding another 500 receiving. I think he's going to catch a lot of passes. So, for me, it was easy. The number one pick for me, Bijan Robinson.
Okay. I don't hate it. As I said when we did our daily draft on Tuesday, we were taking overall breakout players. Bijan Robinson was my number 1 because I think there's a very good chance, while 1,600 yards is too much, I also feel like there's going to be a discussion at the end of the year. Is Bijan Robinson the best running back in the NFL after 1 year?
I could easily see that being a discussion at the end of this year.
All right, so it's my turn. You took Bijan, which obviously would have been my pick. But you know how much I love him. I'm going to go Bryce. Because, look, the kid has all the talent in the world. Yes, he may be a little small, but you guys are overreacting to seeing a video of him in training camp throwing a batted down pass. I don't think that's going to be as big.
Well, he's going to get passes batted down.
Mm-hmm. Of course he is.
100%.
Of course he is. But I also feel like he's going to be able to lead the second half resurgence of this team after a rough start to the year. I've already predicted that I think that they will win the NFC South and that they will make the playoffs with a rookie quarterback. And it's all going to be tied to Bryce Young. And everybody will go, oh, well, I guess the size really didn't matter all that much.
I've long said I think we will look back on this class, and I haven't gone as far as to say this will be Peyton Ryan Leaf, but we will look back on this and laugh that there were actually people in the weeks leading up to the draft that thought any other quarterback was going to win.
Will this be Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson bad?
I don't. That's not as bad of a comparison. I really wanted to say no because I don't believe in C.J. Stroud at all.
Mm-hmm.
There is a possibility that I think this will be revisited, and you go, Houston, you completely burned yourself, much the way we look at the Jets. How differently would we look at the Jets if they had Trevor Lawrence instead of Zach Wilson? Wouldn't have had to pay the money to Aaron Rodgers. That's, $40 million in savings that you could have used to build the team. This could go down that bad. And I don't blame you. Bryce Young was on my list. He wasn't this high, but he was there.
All right, intern Jake, you're up next. He is the Indianapolis Colts fan, so go ahead and do it. We all know you want to.
Well, actually, there's somebody who's on my mind that is not Anthony Richardson.
What?
Jahmyr Gibbs. I really think Jahmyr Gibbs can do something in Detroit.
Good answer.
I love it.
Good answer.
And especially, obviously he's going to share some snaps with Montgomery, but, man, I think he has.
I'm not worried about Montgomery. I'm really not. As soon as DeAndre Swift was no longer a Detroit Lion, Jahmyr Gibbs skyrocketed to me because of how that offense is. That offense is predicated on having that check down solution that they had with Swift. That was, and I never thought he was. I think Swift is a dynamic player. He's just not on the field very often. I had Jahmyr Gibbs rated higher as a draft eligible prospect than I did DeAndre Swift, and that was with no injuries. So you take that into account, and I think that's a pretty solid selection. Right now, DraftKings has Jahmyr Gibbs as the 6th most likely rookie to win Rookie of the Year.
Awesome.
And I would put him ahead of 2 of the guys that are in front of him pretty comfortably.
Okay.
Well, take Jahmyr Gibbs. Now, obviously, I'm going to take AR5 Anthony Richardson. We're talking about the size of Bryce Young. I mean, this guy has the intangibles of an alien. Like, are you serious?
He's very tall. He's got a cannon. And he's fast. But
He's
can he throw? My problem is, can he throw? And then I look at the for me, this is what. So the NFL. But this is what spurred this. So the NFLPA just put out their list of, and I can't remember exactly what they call it, but it's the list of veterans and rookies that are most likely to end up leading the league in merchandise sales. Of all the rookies, who do you think was number one?
Gibbs?
No. It was Anthony Richardson.
Oh, really?
Ahead of Bryce Young, ahead of all the other guys. Because he does have that high-end potential. He still scares me. He scared me in the draft process. He scares me now. Because I'm looking at the weapons going, I don't know who you can count on outside of Michael Pittman.
Well, I mean, he's got Shane Steichen as his coach, who pretty much fixed Jalen Hurts into the guy he is today.
And I hear that, but I do think we forget Brian Johnson.
Yeah.
Shane Steichen was there when Jalen Hurts was not that guy. Brian Johnson showed up, and that's when things changed. And I'm not trying to take all of the praise away from Steichen. I just feel like people forget that.
Mm-hmm.
I like the fit, and I think he will statistically be very good. I'm not sure where we will view him in terms of actual player. He's going to put up video game numbers as a fantasy player, but so did Justin Fields. For me, if you're a Colts fan, as intern Jake is, if you walk away from this first year and you see the same things from Anthony Richardson this year that you saw from Justin Fields last year, you should be happy and encouraged by what you've got.
Fair enough.
All right, so Jake goes with Jahmyr Gibbs and Anthony Richardson.
Andreas Pinckney in the YouTube comments put this perfectly. AR-15 could be one of the best quarterbacks in the league in 5 years, or he could be completely out of the league, and neither of those would shock me if they happened.
Yeah, me neither.
And that's right where I'm at.
Yep.
His high is really high. His low is through the floor.
Yep. All right, so my turn. And you got to consider who you're drafting against. And I feel like if I don't take him, then that's going to mean Jeremy's going to get him. And I'm going to go with Jackson Smith-Njigba of the Seattle Seahawks. Being thrown into that offense as the third. I get he's the third option, but I still feel like he's going to have a hell of a year.
Well, and this is something that I got a lot of flack for on Tuesday because it goes through the pass catchers. And I don't know if I wasn't conveying this. Situation is – I want to ask both of you this because I didn't go down this rabbit hole. In the NFL, when guys get drafted, what percentage of success do you think is on situation above talent?
Ooh. I don't know if I can really quantify a percentage.
I have one.
I mean, it's...
Now, I'm a little biased because I wrote an article about this about 10 years ago. And I used Jamarcus Russell and Ryan Leaf as my examples. If Ryan Leaf goes to Indianapolis, would we have looked at him as Ryan Leaf? No, because the Chargers were a dumpster fire. And so you took an immature kid and put him in a bad situation. Am I telling you he would have been Peyton Manning in Indianapolis? Oh, good Lord, no. But I don't think we would have viewed him the same way. Jackson Smith-Njigba is a prospect that I did not like. I thought teams were too high on him. Well, that's not true. I thought individuals were too high on him, and teams were telling me the same thing. But there was one team that constantly got circled of if he somehow ends up in Seattle, that's the best place. That's probably the best fit for any player in this draft because he does that one thing that neither DK Metcalf nor Tyler Lockett do. And that's why I'm so high on Seattle's pass catchers. Do they have a high-end tight end? No, not really. They got a bunch of dudes. But I'm looking at Smith-Njigba going, he'd have been the one in Houston. That terrifies me. I don't want him getting number one coverage. He's getting slot coverage in Seattle. And he's the fifth most likely player to win Rookie of the Year. I can't get there because I don't think he's going to have the opportunities. Because I look at somebody like Zay Flowers and go, targets, you're probably going to beat Smith-Njigba by 40%. Same thing probably with Jordan Addison. But I can't disagree with you that both of them have just the potential to be that he has the potential to be a special receiver very quickly in this league.
Yep.
Now, it means there's two picks for me, but how weird. We're up against a break. And frankly, I don't need the break to think about it, but I will take the pause so I can conjure up you really let these two guys fall in my lap.
Okay. You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
240 westbound is slow between Chuns Cove Road and Exit 3. 26 eastbound slow between Bavard Road and the French Broad River. 26 eastbound again slow between Long Shoals Road and Airport Road. And 26 eastbound between Chimney Rock Road and Dana Road, traffic is slow. 26 westbound delays between Hendersonville Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. 40 westbound slow between the Smoky Park Highway and George's Branch Road. 40 westbound near Newfound Road is slow. Sweeten Creek Road, north and southbound, approaching Mills Gap Road is slow. Near Avery Creek, Bavard Road north and southbound near Long Shoals Road is slow. And Bavard Road north and southbound delays between Clayton Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway near the North Carolina Arboretum. I'm Lyndon Field with your Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Stop waiting for a great deal on better sleep. Mattress Firm's July 4th sale is happening now. Save up to $700 on top brands when you get a king bed for a queen price. Plus, get a free adjustable base on qualifying purchases. Shop today to get the right bed at the right price.
In today's Marketers Report, Kate Cronin, Chief Brand Officer of Moderna, weighs in on the speed of audio production.
In this day and age, and particularly at Moderna, where we have new information coming out on a regular basis, being able to feed that information to the audio format makes being nimble and pivoting easy, and that's what I really like about it.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, influencers, insights, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
At the United States Postal Service, we're reinventing our network to help keep your business moving. With new shipping options to deliver better value, greater flexibility to conveniently reach your customers, more confident shipping with new informed delivery features, and new electric vehicles for a cleaner, brighter future. Fast, reliable, perfectly orchestrated. The United States Postal Service, delivering for America. Learn more at USPS.com/moving forward.
Pool season is here, but open roles got you underwater? Check out Indeed. Their powerful hiring platform makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Here's to the dads. The ones who show us what it means to love unconditionally, to laugh uncontrollably, and to live life with dignity. At Ingles, we know that Dad doesn't always get the most attention. So this Father's Day, join us in giving the dads their due, along with the neckties, golf balls, and funny cards. We love you, dads, every day of the year. Ingles, all the ingredients for family.
If cleanliness is next to godliness, look around the car right now. Is that very godly? Look, life comes at you fast, but so does WBNC Auto Detailing. They have the tools to make your interior look like it's coming off the showroom floor. You don't believe me? Check them out on Instagram. All that filth and years of stains disappear. WBNC Auto Detailing does full interior and exterior details with paint correction, and they do wax and ceramic coatings. Call WBNC Auto Detailing at 455-3700. Premium care with a Southern hospitality touch.
Real estate isn't about properties, it's about people. I'm Clarissa Hyatt-Zach with eXp Realty, your native realtor serving all of Western North Carolina. I will work hard for you, and I believe in doing the right thing every time. I market each of my listings to reach out-of-town buyers. I use a professional photographer and drone video on every single listing, as well as collaborate with agents across the country to find your buyer. Check me out online at clarissasellswnc.com or give me a call at 828-774-6343. It would be my pleasure to assist you through the real estate process.
The Sportsocracy.
You're just a bag of hammers.
It is the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville in the midst of the daily draft. And today, the three of us, myself, Jeremy Greene, and, of course, intern Jake, are drafting the breakout rookies for the 2023 NFL season. Jeremy had the first pick. He wisely went with Bijan Robinson, who, I mean, if you've been paying any attention since the draft and paid any attention to fantasy football nerds, he is the second coming of Saquon Barkley. I took Bryce Young with my first pick. Jake, on the turn, took Jahmyr Gibbs and Anthony Richardson And then I just took Jackson Smith and Jigba of the Seattle Seahawks. Now, Jeremy has back-to-back picks with his second and third selections.
And one of them, for me, is quite possibly the greatest future bet I've ever seen, and that's coming off a guy that just cashed plus 2,500 with the Denver Nuggets.
Okay.
And I'll say this is a better future than that. Who's going to win Defensive Rookie of the Year?
Will Anderson.
Nah, you're out of your mind to me. Who else on that line scares you? I can triple team Will Anderson on every play, and there is nothing that precludes me from doing it. Oh, yeah, the back half of that team is awful as well. He's the favorite, to which to me is stupid. Jalen Carter's the right answer at plus 650. That's dumb. But he won't play the snaps. That's the point. Who's he taking over for? Javon Hargrave. If he puts up Javon Hargrave stats, do you think anybody can touch him for Rookie of the Year? Because the answer is no.
Does he get playing time over Jordan Davis?
Well, Jordan Davis run stuffer. I mean, in passing downs, you're going to see Fletcher Cox and Jalen Carter.
Okay.
How often do you think teams are going to be behind the Philadelphia Eagles?
A bunch.
There you go. To me, this is one of those things, I saw it doing the prep for this and went, that is the stupidest thing I think I've ever seen in my life. Now, if he comes out and lets down, I still think the number is dumb.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Jalen Carter should be the favorite, period, let alone the fact that he's 300 points behind Will Anderson.
Mm-hmm.
That's dumb. Will Anderson's in a terrible spot. Jalen Carter's in the perfect spot. And the vast majority of us had them as very close prospects. I thought they both had flaws, but Jalen Carter's probably the better raw talent, just at a position that wasn't as meaningful. Wound up in the best position humanly possible.
Right. But are his sparse numbers or minutes enough to
Snaps
give him Rookie of the Year?
As a situational pass rusher who's coming in for Javon Hargrave, and I think is going to have a very similar role. I don't think so. I mean, you just got to look at what else is around that team. So I could easily see a path where Jalen Carter puts up a statistical year this year that he never did at Georgia because he was the one creating havoc. He was the one catching the attention. Now you go to Philadelphia, and you've got Sweat and Reddick and all these guys that you have to worry about, and he's the one that you look at your poor little guard and go, you're going to have to hold up against that. Good luck with that.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same philosophy I have for the other guy I'm going to take right here, which is Devin Witherspoon. Tariq Woolen is the one in Seattle. He's going to draw number one receivers, which means Devin Witherspoon's going to see a lot of what? Targets.
Mm-hmm.
Targets lead to opportunity. And I could easily see him throwing up 6 or 7 interceptions this year. I mean, to win Defensive Rookie of the Year as a corner for a second straight year, you're going to do something special. I think he has the talent to do something special, and I think Pete Carroll is going to put the responsibility on him. His snaps are not in doubt to me. What you were saying about Jalen Carter, I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about his opportunity cost. I'm worried what could happen is that he starts slow, he doesn't start like sauce, and that holds him back. But by the end of the year, that's going to be a terrifying set of corners to throw at. But you got to throw it somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And it could easily be at him, and it could burn you.
All right, my next pick, most impactful breakout rookies of the 2023 NFL season. One of the best picks of the first round, I thought, was the Pittsburgh Steelers trading up to number 14 to get Broderick Jones to end the run on tackles. Got him ahead of Jeremy's Jets, who they say they were still going to take Will McDonald anyway, but if that's not a panic pick, I don't know what is.
I wouldn't say a panic pick. They were going to take Jahmyr Gibbs. I have that on real good authority.
Mm-hmm.
The panic was not in Broderick Jones. It was in Jahmyr Gibbs. Didn't say I liked it. Didn't say I even agree with it.
I was going to say, wait a minute, and you had 50 minutes to figure it out, and you went Will McDonald.
Well, Jahmyr Gibbs went at 12, so you had 17 minutes to figure it out.
Excuse me, 17 minutes to figure that out. I don't know. Anyway, Pittsburgh Steelers taking Broderick Jones. I think that's one of the teams that I like to throw shade at But the more and more I look at that team, I go, this is built awfully familiar. Other than the quarterback. Obviously, I don't believe all that much in Kenny Pickett. But with enough protection, the kid's got talent. He could have a hell of a year this year because I think that offensive line is vastly improved. And Broderick Jones is a big part of it.
I mean, I can't disagree with that. My fear with him is that he was the rawest of all the tackles. And you could be asked to do a lot. Or you may end up as the swing tackle because that's where they've if you listen to Pittsburgh and believe what they say, which I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I don't, they have said that there is a possibility he doesn't start right off the jump. And Dan Moore's still been running the left tackle.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he can do anything as a right tackle that's going to jump off the page. I do think his long-term potential is higher than any of the rest of them. And that's coming from a guy that loved Peter Skoronski.
Okay. All right, back to Jake for back-to-back picks here for his final selections of today's Daily Draft.
Well, I was looking at two corners here, but one really caught my eye. Going to be working with Wink Martindale. I'm talking about Deonte Banks in the New York Giants.
They have the fastest secondary I've ever seen. Between Adoree Jackson and Deonte Banks, you are not going to run by them ever. And Banks was a guy that jumped off. The tape on him was intoxicating when you really broke it down and watched it. And the Giants loved him.
I mean, you don't have anybody else other than like Darnay Holmes, Adoree Jackson. So, I mean, I think he's going to have an immediate impact over.
You also have Cordell Flott, who gets a lot of mentions on the show because he weighs the same amount right now after a year in the NFL that I weighed when I was in the fourth grade.
So I guess that leads me with my last pick. This is somebody I know Jeremy's going to talk about in a bad way. I think Jordan Addison is going to have a breakout year. Obviously, if you're double teaming Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison's going to get open. Maybe he's not taking snaps in the slot, but I really think we could see a big breakout season for Jordan Addison, just like Justin Jefferson when he was the number 2 in Minnesota.
Justin Jefferson was never the 2 in Minnesota. It was Adam Thielen. Yeah, Adam Thielen runs routes like I play basketball at the Y. Justin Jefferson was one of those that I knew I was wrong on, and Tank could verify this. The first preseason game I watched, I went, uh-oh. He makes it sound like I said he should be working at the Home Depot. I thought the system, I got with basically every receiver at LSU.
Mm-hmm.
I was wrong on Jamar Chase not having him high enough. I was wrong on Justin Jefferson not having him high enough. I was right on everybody else. I'm not going to bang on the Addison thing as much as you think. I will have shares of him in fantasy football just to protect myself. The thing that would scare me is the complete teardown of Minnesota. I've never seen a team come off a year like what they just had, as lucky as it may be, and then their entire front office went, tear it to the studs.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen that before. And it bothers me because I genuinely think they wanted a quarterback. I think Minnesota wanted a quarterback, and they tried.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is that when C.J. Stroud went at 2, Richardson went at 4, whichever one it was they wanted didn't fall to the point that they were agreeable to trading up to.
Right.
And I'm not so sure they're not looking at that quarterback class next year going, well, if we fall off a cliff, everybody's coming back.
Mm-hmm.
We still got the credits from last year. So and there's 2 ways to look at that. It could increase the opportunity with Jordan Addison because he is the young guy that you're counting on. It could also put him in a situation where he has to carry things, and teams figure out early that they can get physical with him, and then he has that slow start as a rookie because he doesn't really know how to get off press. He was so fast at USC that you couldn't do it. So you play off, he runs double moves. He was very good at doing certain things, and he's just behind you. I don't know how quickly that will translate in the NFL. I think he's a very good player. I got a lot of flack for Minnesota not in the top 15. I believe in KJ Osborne about as much as I believe in knowing things about the Clintons. So, but formidable selection there, Jake.
I agree. And the longer I look at Minnesota, I go, at the end of that season, they went, could we possibly be any better than this? And then what happened? We laid an egg. So, yeah, why not try to build with the nucleus that we have now. We still got Kirk Cousins. He's still going to throw a whole bunch. Justin Jefferson's going to get most of the attention. I love Jordan Addison for the rookie class.
Eat and Sleep Football said Tank's been railing on the Steelers for a week and then names Broderick Jones as one of his breakout players. Mr. Spencer is a national treasure. That's one of my favorite comments. I love when people say nice things to you.
All right. Jeremy does have one steadfast rule about rookies, especially in fantasy football.
Never take your cell phone to a bar. That's never trust anybody. Never play cards with anybody whose last name is the same as the city. Any girl with a dagger tattoo is going to be difficult.
Mm-hmm. But it's also be wary in fantasy football of rookie what?
Tight ends.
Tight ends.
It's not be wary. Avoid them like that girl with the dagger tattoo I was talking about.
Sam Laporta is in line for the best rookie tight end season we've ever seen. I firmly believe that.
Whoa.
With the Detroit Lions. And here's the thing.
Whoa.
Here's why I believe that. The tight ends played a huge role in that offense last year. Detroit saw an opportunity to pick up an extra draft pick, so they traded away T.J. Hawkinson. Now, that room looks very sad. I mean, I get Zylstra had a good game against the Carolina Panthers at the end of the year. Oh, he scored 4 touchdowns in the last 5 weeks of the season. Yeah, well, 3 of those came against the Carolina Panthers.
So 2 years ago, Kyle Pitts had 68 catches on 110 targets and 1,026 yards.
Okay, so second greatest tight end season for a rookie.
21 years ago, Jeremy Shockey had in 15 games 894 yards with 74 receptions on 127 targets.
Okay, third best.
I ain't done yet. I get what you're doing, and I like being spicy. I really do. But whoa, I like Laporta, and I had him pegged to Detroit for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Think you're a little high, but I understand why you're saying it.
Mm-hmm.
The rookie tight end thing is a steadfast rule for me because we're in a very different. It's a very different NFL that we're in now, and there's a reason of the top 20 rookie seasons for tight ends. 3 of them have been in the last 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason for that. So I get it with Laporta. Opportunity cost is also a thing with him because basically the entire receiver room got gutted by the gambling thing. Was that why you said that?
That's part of it. That's part of it.
But how much of it is that? Do you believe he's actually that good?
Oh, I believe that he has the potential to be that good. Not necessarily this year. I'm not saying he's going to be an all-pro right off the bat and we're going to go, oh, okay, Travis Kelce, who? It's not going to be that, obviously. But look, here's the thing. If you're my fantasy advice, if you're in a redraft league, avoid it. If you're in a dynasty league and you don't take Sam Laporta pretty high, I feel like you did it wrong.
Indeed. You know my rule. I stay away from them like they're on fire.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm going to say a name here that may catch some people slightly off guard. But I think he's going to be really good, and I think he's going to be good really early.
Mm-hmm.
And his name is Lucas Van Ness. I know Tank doesn't like him.
Yeah, he's fine.
I think the kid is special. And in short doses, which is what I think you're going to get at him in Green Bay, I could see a path that he has. I'm going to say leads the team in sacks, but he's real close. And adds an element where you do see other guys on the team's sack number go up because he becomes such a problem on obvious passing downs.
Mm-hmm.
And when I found that he was the 7th most likely player to win the Rookie of the Year, knowing definitively that he's going to get situational snaps because they basically already said that tells me a lot. Vegas don't miss much. And when you see that number and go, there's a huge drop-off behind him, it ain't just because of how high he went. There's something there. And I like Van Ness a lot.
All right, there you go. So you have our rookie breakout teams. Jeremy's team, Bijan Robinson, Jalen Carter, Devin Witherspoon, and Lucas Van Ness. Mine is Bryce Young, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Broderick Jones, and Sam Laporta. And Jake takes Jahmyr Gibbs, Anthony Richardson, Deonte Banks, and Jordan Addison. You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
A shower thunderstorm will be possible this evening, then partly cloudy with areas of fog overnight as the low drops down to 58. After early sunshine on Friday, showers and thunderstorms may move in later in the afternoon hours with the high near 82 and then clearing, windy and cooler behind the front. Friday night as the low settles in the mid-50s. Should be a beautiful weekend with sunshine on Saturday and a high headed up to 81 degrees. And sunny and warmer wrapping up the weekend on Sunday with a high close to 86. I'm Jeff Marr from the Weather Channel.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic stop and go 240 westbound between Shuns Cove Road and Exit 3. Future 26 eastbound is stop and go between Riverside Drive and 240. Future 26 westbound north of Weaverville approaching Flat Creek. An accident near North Buncombe School Road has the right shoulder closed west of Exit 17. 26 eastbound is slow between Brevard Road and the French Broad River. 26 westbound is slow between Hendersonville Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. 40 westbound slow between the 26-240 split and George's Branch Road. Near Avery Creek, Brevard Road north and southbound crawling near Long Shoals Road. I'm Lee Minfield with your Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Verizon. Ready to take control of your phone plan? Well, then you better take that next turn to a Verizon store. Because my plan from Verizon is the kind of control we all deserve. Get exactly what you want. Only pay for what you need. Get my plan at your Verizon store today.
You could throw your flip-flop at a bug.
Ew, a bug, get it.
But the chances of actually hitting it
Over there.
are statistically
It's still alive.
unlikely. Good thing nature's got your back. Stem bug killers combine powerful active ingredients found in plants, like lemongrass and geraniol, and scientifically engineer them into effective bug-fighting formulas, safe for use as directed around people, pets, and throughout the home. Stem, rooted in nature, optimized by science.
Only iHeartRadio gives you access to all of your favorite radio stations.
Rover's Morning Glory.
It's The Woody Show.
It's Elliot in the morning.
All of the once-in-a-lifetime events.
iHeartRadio Music Festival.
All of the best free curated playlists.
It's everything that rocks.
All of the great podcasts for every interest.
This is Freddie Prinze Jr. from the Wrestling with Freddie podcast.
All of the mind-blowing contests.
$20,000.
Awesome.
All of your favorite superstars.
This is Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters.
Best of all, it doesn't cost a thing. Download the absolutely free iHeartRadio app now.
At Ingles, we know that Dad doesn't always get the most attention. So this Father's Day, join us in giving the dads their due, along with the neckties, golf balls, and funny cards. We love you, dads, every day of the year.
I believe real estate isn't about properties. It's about people. I'm Clarissa Hyatt Zach with eXp Realty, serving all of Western North Carolina. Navigating the home buying and selling journey can feel overwhelming at times, and that's why having an agent who cares about you and your needs is key. I'm a native of Western North Carolina, and I close over a home a week. I'm an expert in the market, pricing my sellers correctly to net you the most money, and working as a skilled negotiator for my buyers. Please give me a call today at 828-774-6343 to set up a complimentary market analysis.
Rogue Combat Club, Asheville's home for comprehensive martial arts training, has a goal for our community, one that's stronger, more fit, and unwavers in its support of one another. Rogue Combat Club's instructors have competed at the highest levels and offer classes for everyone from young children to adults in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, and wrestling. Rogue Combat Club classes can help you boost your self-confidence and self-defense skills while weeding out the egos and intimidation found at other gyms. Join today at roguecombatclub.com.
It is the Sportsocracy, and you know that sound. It's time for the most important message of the day.
Don't do crimes!
California. Who's shocked? There's lots of crimes going on in California, but this is more about this is more about law enforcement than it is about the actual crime. California Governor Gavin Newsom announced yesterday that the state's highway patrol has had great success in seizing fentanyl in San Francisco. 6 weeks. In a 6-week period, in basically the same area of San Francisco, in the Tenderloin neighborhood, which
Tenderloin?
I didn't know there was a Tenderloin in San Francisco, but I bet it's delicious. And the immediate surrounding area of San Francisco, over the last 6 weeks, the California Highway Patrol has seized more than 4.2 kilos of fentanyl.
That's a lot.
Fentanyl is a drug, obviously, if you've been paying any attention to the news, killing thousands and thousands of people. It feels like every second. 1 kilo of fentanyl could potentially kill 500,000 people, which means the 4.2 kilograms that they have seized in the last 6 weeks could have killed the entire population of San Francisco 3 times over. It's a wasted opportunity. I'm sorry I had to do it.
Oh,
you're in the
good
Sportsocracy.
Lord.
Da-da-da, jingle out.
Oh my, that's definitively. I wish y'all could see the look on Jake's face right now.
Jake is dumbfounded.
You know what I said? I love Spicy Tank Spencer. I believe we have gone one step too far. He's gone too far, folks. My story also from California, Santa Cruz, California, to be exact. A concerned citizen did crimes. They were a badman. They weren't trying to be a badman. They were trying to be a goodman. But they didn't know what to do when they found something, so they took it to the Santa Cruz police station.
Mm-hmm.
What they had found was a military-grade incendiary thermite grenade, and they walked in the front door of the police department just holding it.
Not a good idea.
Hey, I found this. What should I do with it? Don't bring it in here, stupid. That's what you should do with it. Leave it on the ground, dummy. To maybe tell somebody that is qualified to handle these things. Not you, who was probably just eating a Doritos Locos Taco. Wiping off Dorito dust like, I got this thing, and you know what it does? Looks like a big shotgun shell. Yeah, it's a bomb, stupid.
Did you never see Zero Dark 30? Don't mess with explosives.
No, I didn't, actually.
Oh, that's a classic. You got to see that.
I've never even heard of it, so that should never even heard of it.
Wow.
The Santa Cruz police advised that anyone from the public, should they encounter a military ordnance or explosive object, they should not touch it and should call the police immediately. No matter what your qualifications are, you cannot safely handle this, which is why they send out a bomb squad guy to do it. Get it. You were trying to be a good man. In reality, you were a bad man.
It is the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville. Now, it's time to play the game. We're going to take a quick break. And then, Jeremy, you got the computer all working? It's all good?
I think
it's
so.
All checked out?
We'll know when we hit the button.
You want to test it out and see if it works right now?
Oh, we could totally do that.
We should do that.
So, here's the game. Yeah, this is one that I know Jake knows. So we're going to try. We're going to start with this one.
Full House theme. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's Full House theme song. It's wholesome. We all watched it many a time. So that's the way it would go. So I've got a slew of these. I'm going to give Jake the easier of them, shows that you really know. Probably most of you will be listening and go, well, of course, I know that's Parker Lewis Can't Lose, which I still don't know what that is, but somehow it was on every one of these lists. And then I'm going to give Tank some that you got to go a little deeper dive. Fun time.
And I'm really bad at this game. Just
awful. Watched him sing the words and then follow it up with, what show was that? How did you know the words?
All right, we'll play Name That TV theme song coming up next here in the Sportsocracy.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic stop and go 240 westbound between Chuns Cove Road and exit 3. Future 26 eastbound is stop and go between Riverside Drive and 240. Future 26 westbound north of Weaverville approaching Flat Creek. An accident near North Buncombe School Road has the right shoulder closed west of exit 17. 26 eastbound is slow between Brevard Road and the French Broad River. 26 westbound is slow between Hendersonville Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. 40 westbound slow between the 26-240 split and George's Branch Road. Near Avery Creek, Brevard Road north and southbound crawling near Long Shoals Road. I'm Lee Minfield with your time.
This report is sponsored by eBay Motors. You do anything to keep your vehicle happy. Let's make sure it stays running smoothly. With eBay Guaranteed Fit, the right parts are just a click away. When you see the green check, you know that part will fit. Get the right parts at the right prices. ebaymotors.com. Let's ride. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival is coming back to Las Vegas, September 22nd and 23rd at T-Mobile Arena.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
Capital One cardholders can grab their tickets right now before anyone else. Only available while pre-sale tickets last or until tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern. Add a Capital One Access Pass to your pre-sale purchase to attend an exclusive private performance from Fall Out Boy. Only available during the cardholder pre-sale. Pre-sale tickets are limited and will go fast. So visit iHeartRadio.com/Capital One to buy now.
In this week's Marketers Report, Patrizio Spagnoletto, Global Chief Marketing Officer, Direct-to-Consumer for Warner Brothers Discovery, weighs in on building trust.
Trust is a really hard thing to build and a really easy thing to destroy, and we have to be very respectful about that. Our partnership with iHeart has really helped us build that trust and that relationship with the on-air talent.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, trusted influencers, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Our communities are filled with wonderful people who make living here great. At Home Trust Bank, we're proud of that. And that's why we focus on helping homeowners prepare for what's next. Our local mortgage bankers have the experience you need and exceptional personal service you'll appreciate. Home Trust Bank is ready to help make a house your home. When it's time to buy, visit your local Home Trust branch or go to htb.com/mortgage.
If cleanliness is next to godliness, look around the car right now. Is that very godly? Look, life comes at you fast, but so does WBNC Auto Detailing. They have the tools to make your interior look like it's coming off the showroom floor. You don't believe me? Check them out on Instagram. All that filth and years of stains disappear. WBNC Auto Detailing does full interior and exterior details with paint correction, and they do wax and ceramic coatings. Call WBNC Auto Detailing at 455-3700. Premium care with a Southern hospitality touch.
Since man created roads, they've been looking for ways to get off-road and vehicles to take them there. That's where Outlaw Off-Road comes in. A premier off-road center for Jeeps, trucks, and SUVs with a complete lineup of off-road and overland services, including maintenance and repair to make your vehicle all that it can be. Check out their location right here in Western North Carolina at 85 Avery Creek Road. Call them today at 828-974-8480 or visit them on the web at theoutlawoffroad.com.
At Ingles, whether we're celebrating Friday night rivals, televising college basketball games, bringing the Fan Fest to semi-pro soccer, or taking you out to the ball game at your minor league park, it's all in the bag. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.